What is up, YouTube? Chanthy6 here, bringing you a Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. This video is basically an update video to tell my channel that I have moved from this channel to a new channel. The link to that will be in the description. So, without much, this is just a passerby battle that I had. Challenged him to a battle, and it turned out to be pretty good, so I figured it would be a nice battle for an update. So, without further ado, let's get into the battle. So, Diego is issuing a challenge, which I feel like it might have been the other way around, and he leads off with his Tyranitar, as I lead off with my Bastiodon. I transferred this up from my black and white cartridge. Now that Pokebank is open, you can get a lot of Pokegen stuff up as long as it's legit. So I've been doing that a lot recently. And on the first turn, I predict him just to go for the Stealth Rock. This is my specially defensive Bastiodon, so even though it's specially defensive, I know it can take any one hit with Sturdy and its massive defenses. I figured it would live. So I just go for the Toxic to get some residual damage, as he goes straight for the Earthquake and brings me down pretty low. And not wanting to sacrifice my Bastiodon right yet, I switch into my Mandibuzz, which oddly enough I think is also specially defensive, to avoid the Earthquake, which he does go for. And here, not knowing if he has the Stone Edge or not, but I figured he's going to switch out, so I go for the knockoff. Even if he didn't switch out, I guess it would be fairly useful to knock off his item. I switched into his Rotom, and I knock off the Wave Incense, which is pretty random, but I guess it might help with Hydro Pumps doing more damage, as he does go for the Hydro Pump right here, and with me being special defensive, that does absolutely nothing. But thinking you might want to go for the Volt Switch, I go for the Roost to roost off any damage he did cause, which is very little. And here he's affected by the Sandstorm, and I'm not due to Overcoat. And just want to get some damage and not want to switch anything into a Will-O-Wisp or a Hydro Pump. I just go for the Foul Play, as he does go for the Will-O-Wisp here and get some residual damage on me. That's not too bad, knowing that I have the Roost, but the Rocky Helmet is the item I carry on my Mandibuzz, just because I had this for Battle Spot and couldn't have leftovers on more than one Pokemon. And now predicting the Volt Switch, or I guess the electric move in general, I switch into my Manectric, which he does go for the Shockwave, which again is a odd set. I'm not sure what this Rotom is. It must be just a custom set, but he does go for the Shockwave, giving me the electric, or the Lightning Rod boost, which means I'm at +1 attack. And here I don't predict him to stay in, so I just go straight for the Mega Evolution to get the Intimidate off. And I go straight for the Volt Switch, just wanting some switch advantage, as he predicts that and goes into his Gliscor, meaning it doesn't affect him. And now, expecting him to not know I have the Hidden Power Ice, I go straight for the Hidden Power Ice, which, especially at +1, I know that'll be enough to knock out this Gliscor, which it does. And it's kind of odd seeing that he does not have Toxic Heal or the Poison Orb. Most Gliscors nowadays run that, but maybe he was running Sand Veil, so maybe I had a chance to miss that one right there. And he brings back in his Tyranitar to get up the sand, and thinking that he'll want to go straight for the Earthquake, knowing that this is a pretty big threat to his team, I use Volt Switch to get out of there and switch back into Mandibuzz. Getting a bit ahead of myself, but he does go for the Earthquake, and now the toxic damage is racking up on him again. I go straight for the knockoff here, I'm pretty sure. I was confused at what item he possibly had. I didn't see leftovers, and possibly Choice Banded, but I didn't. As soon as he stayed in, I knew he was not Choice Banded. But I do knock off his Smooth Rock, which means the Sandstorm will be up for 8 turns. And he goes for the Crunch and gets the defense drop, but he also is hurt by the Rocky Helmet. Now the Poison brings him just down. He barely survives on a few HP. And not wanting to take another hit, I'm pretty sure I either go for the Foul Play to take him out, or Roost, as he switches into his Rotom. I go for the Roost, I guess just a safe play, knowing that if he did attack me, that I would most likely survive, and the Rocky Helmet would take him out, or the Toxic. So he switches into his Rotom, and knowing that I can survive any hit, even if he does want to go for the super effective electric move, me being specially defensive, I will live it, and that's a critical hit there, and that just did a little over half. I just go for the foul play, knowing that either it will take the Rotom out or the Sandstorm will take it out soon thereafter. So now Mandibuzz is sitting at 69 HP. I feel like you have to point it out every time it happens. But he brings in his Scizor, and not sure what this wants to do, but Mandibuzz at this point is practically useless. I just go for the Roost to see what he wants to do, and he goes for the X Scissor, which is, I guess, a bit more common before Bank was out, knowing that you could not get Bug Bite on your Scizor, but he does get damage from the Rocky Helmet, as I bring in my Manectric, and I normally would go for the Volt Switch, but seeing as he has a Heatran in the back, but knowing that the Scizor will probably stay in, and I can definitely live any one hit due to the Intimidate, I go straight for the Flamethrower, and even with the Sandstorm special defense boost, I will take it straight out. And now knowing that I have the Flamethrower, he brings in his Heatran as I go for the Volt Switch, and at first I thought this was not a specially defensive Heatran, but now I realize it probably could be, because that was a critical hit, especially with the Sand. That definitely mattered to some extent, because that is a lot of extra damage. As I switch in my Bastion, expecting it to be Death Fodder, really, for him to go for maybe the Earth Power or the Flamethrower or the Lava Plume, I guess is more common in Heatran. As he goes for the Hidden Power Ice, I'm assuming. I don't know what Hidden Power you'd run on Heatran, but that is not very effective to Bastiodon. And predicting the switch out, I do believe I go for the Stealth Rock, just knowing that now when the Tyranitar switches in, it will die, and if the Heatran wants to switch back in, it'll definitely take a lot more damage. And knowing that Skarmory definitely likes to set up spikes, I go for the Magic Coat here. Magic Coat's priority, and it'll bounce the spikes back. So now I'm just getting more damage on the Heatran, because I know that will be definitely the hardest thing to take out, but at this point the battle is pretty much won, because I have Breloom that hasn't seen the battlefield yet, and I'm pretty sure that is either Life Orb or Sash, but the Sash would be broken now, but with the priority Technician Mach Punch, definitely take the Heatran out from here, and I have the Nidoking, which, once the Heatran's gone, I can go for Flamethrowers, without a care in the world that this Heatran is coming in. And looking at that, this Heatran can only take one more switch in anyways. So here, pretty much just sacking my Bastiodon again, expecting him to go for the Earth Power. I go for the Roar, as he goes for the Fire Blast and misses, which is unfortunate. But like I said, at this point in the battle, it's pretty much useless. And now I'm pretty much just sitting here with Bastiodon, waiting for Skarmory to either Whirlwind me out, or just try to take me out. But he goes for the Spikes here, which I just want to make sure that I ensure that Heatran kill, and hopefully bait him to going for the Air Slash and not the Spikes, so I can switch something in, taking as little damage as possible. So he does go for the Spikes again as I go for the Magic Coat, and now he is sitting at 1 layer of Stealth Rock and 3 layers of Spikes. So predicting him to not want to go for the Spikes again, I take this opportunity to switch in my Nidoking, and he goes for the Air Slash, I do believe. I was expecting the Brave Bird, but I guess this guy's running a bit unique sets. He doesn't like the recoil or whatever, but definitely does a fair amount of damage, but not too bad, and I outspeed him and go for the Flamethrower, and at this point the battle is over, because that was his last Pokemon, or his last chance to win, as he switches in his Heatran, which will die to the Entry Hazards. And I believe his last is Tyranitar, and his Tyranitar will also die off to the Entry Hazards. So I'm not sure exactly what the score was. It was just a fun passerby battle. Might have been a 3 or 4-0. Not sure who I had left, but yeah, that is the battle. Hope you guys enjoyed, and please, if you enjoyed this battle, head on over to my new channel, where I will try to upload battles more often.